Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 State of Medical Device Virtual Summit. This session covers the impact of Brexit, Swixit, Turkxit for the European medical device market. My name is Tom Risch, a senior medical device guru here at Greenlight Guru, and I will be your moderator for today's event. Before we dive too deep into today's presentation and introduce our speaker, Monir El Azzouzi, and his company, Easy Medical Device, I'm going to touch on a few items real quick. First, this session is about 45 minutes long and includes a Q&A at the end. Please submit your questions throughout the presentation in the box on the right-hand side, and we will get to as many of them as we can. The entire session will be recorded and slides will be available for you to download afterwards. I'd also like to share a few words about Greenlight Guru and why we put on this free virtual summit. Our mission is to improve the quality of life. Anything we can do as an organization that helps you bring safer, life-changing devices to market quicker with less risk aligns with that mission, whether that's through hosting free training sessions, partnering with industry leaders like Monir, or through our award-winning medical device QMS software. If you'd like to learn more about why medical device companies around the world are moving away from paper-based systems, quality management systems, and adopting our purpose-built medical device quality management software, head on over to www.greenlight.guru after today's presentation to schedule your free personalized one-on-one demo. Now on to the bulk of today's presentation. Let me give you a proper introduction to your presenter today. Monir El Azzouzi is a medical device expert specializing in quality and regulatory affairs. He has held a storied career in quality and regulatory affairs at major companies like Johnson & Johnson, B. Braun Medical, and Bausch & Lomb. His passion and experience for quality and regulatory affairs inspired him to create Easy Medical Device to support medical device manufacturers to bring compliant products to the market and help educate the medical device community about the medical device regulations and standards. He has an active blog, a YouTube channel, and a podcast. So without further ado, let me hand it over to your presenter, Monir El Azzouzi.
Thank you, Tom. So thank you everyone for joining this presentation. I hope you really enjoy it. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send that to me at the end of the presentation. So today I wanted to talk about the situation in Europe related to Brexit, Swixit, what we call Swixit. It's not something that is really existing, but it's maybe something that will exist, we don't know, and Turkxit also. So this is word that we have created because of the Brexit, so we are trying just to be less creative than the people that made the Brexit. So I wanted just to start with the current situation, and then we'll go through the different type of exits. So before the exits, here I should have maybe a music, like a nice music to say that everything is fine, life is beautiful. So all countries are working together. So we have the European Union with the 9342 EC, the 9879 EC, which is the in vitro diagnostic directive, the 9385 EEC, which is the active implantable medical devices directive. And all those directives for medical devices were active in Europe, and everybody was working for them. So Switzerland, or if you are in Turkey, or if you are in the United Kingdom, so everybody was working together. So products can be moved in all those countries without any problem, because they were under agreements and everything was fine. But there was, as I mentioned, some situation, first starting with the Brexit, and then the other situation is the fact that there was the creation of the new legislation, so the MDR 2017-745 and IVDR 2017-746. As those new legislation were not in the agreements with some of the countries, so this started to create some kind of situation that we'll talk about now. But first, let's talk about the first exit, which is Brexit. Yeah, here is mainly the different regulations. So we were before coming from directives, and now we arrive to regulations. Okay, so Brexit. So the consequence of Brexit is mainly that we talked about that since a long time, but now we had an effective date to say that from January 1st, 2021, the United Kingdom will not be anymore part of the European Union. So there will be really a separation. All the notified bodies that were located in the UK will lose their accreditation. It's why also we heard a lot of notified bodies saying that, oh, we will not do anymore our business as notified bodies. We have LRQA, UL that stopped their business, etc. So there was a lot of cases like that. Actually, only one notified body located in the UK is still active, which is BSI, so BSI UK. But normally, after January 1st, 2021, they should not be anymore considered as a notified body for the European Union. The other thing is the fact that sometimes some companies had also authorized representative in the UK for the European Union. So all the companies that do have an authorized representative in the UK will not be authorized anymore to sell products in Europe if they don't appoint another authorized representative that will be located in the EU market. And the same for importers. If you have an importer that is located in the UK, which was in the EU before, this importer will not be considered anymore as an importer for the EU market. So you'll have, again, to appoint another importer located in all the other countries in the EU, so France, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, etc., etc. So it means that all the legal entities that were before authorized by the European Union to be located in Europe will not be authorized anymore to act for the European Union. So which can impact here a lot of manufacturers that are located in Europe that were selling in the UK, but also manufacturers that are located outside of Europe and they were normally selling in Europe, included UK. Now they have to, if I can say, change a bit their strategy there. One of the elements that is still a bit concerning is about Northern Ireland. So in Northern Ireland is normally part of the UK, but there is another kind of legislation in this part of the country, which means that if you are a UK manufacturer and if you want to sell your products in Northern Ireland, you need to have an authorized representative in Europe or in Northern Ireland. So for this manufacturer, if you have a product that is sold in Northern Ireland, but this product needs, because maybe of a specific case, it needs a UK notified body, then you will have to have a UKNI mark. So normally in the UK, it will be a UKCA, so UK Conformity Assessment. Now it will be a UKNI, so UK Northern Ireland. Same products that will be marketed in Northern Ireland will be also registered with, some products will be registered with MHRA, so there is a specific list for that. So the Northern Ireland is really a situation that is a bit complicated actually. Even me, I'm a bit lost sometimes to understand what is good or bad, what is acceptable or not. So we'll go through and I will show some graphs, but as I've said, there is still some open question that we have to answer here. So there is some dates to remember. From January 1st, 2021, there will be a new route to market the product, so which is called UKCA, so UK Conformity Assessment. And you will have to have this UKCA if your product is on the market in the UK and if your product is not CE marked. So for example, if you are coming from another country than a European country and you are not having a CE mark for your product, then you can register your products in the UK with the UKCA. If your product is CE marked, you have a transition period until the 30th of June 2023 to place your devices on the UK market. After that, you have to have a UKCA registration for your products from July 1st, 2023. But if your product is CE marked, the UK is authorizing your products and there is no issue. You can continue to sell your products without any issue. You still have some activities of registration, and we'll talk about that now. But for products that are CE marked, there is still a transition period. So if your product is CE marked, it can be sold in the Great Britain until June 30th, 2023. And in the Northern Ireland, if it is CE mark, so it can go also to Northern Ireland. So Northern Ireland is accepting CE marking without any date. If it is in EU, so yes, you can sell also your products, and the notified bodies for the CE mark product will be EU based. Now for the UKCA mark, so if you are selling your products in the Great Britain, so yes, you need the UKCA mark. Northern Ireland, no, you don't need that. And Europe, you don't need that also. And for obtaining the UKCA, you need a UK-based notified body. For the UKNI, specifically for Northern Ireland, if you want to sell your products in Great Britain, you don't need the UKNI because it's specific to Northern Ireland. So Northern Ireland, yes. And for EU, no. But to obtain the UKNI, you need a UK-based notified body. So you see here that there is a lot of parameters to consider for your product. And some other parameters are also the classification of your product. Here, your products may fall on different categories. So you have the active implantable medical device, the class 3 medical device, the class 2B implantable medical device, and the in vitro diagnostic that are in list A. List A is mainly the IVDD terminology. So in vitro diagnostic directive terminology, which was list A. Now there is a new terminology with the IVDR, which is class A, B, C, D. If you have those products under this category, you have 4 months from the 1st of January 2021 to register your products within the MHRA. So you have until April 30th, 2021 to register your products. If your products are class 2B, non-implantable medical devices, so not the same as the previous one, class 2A medical devices, IVD that are in list B, and self-test in vitro diagnostic products, then you have 8 months until the 31st of August 2021. So it means the 1st September 2021, your product should be registered on within the MHRA. And if your product is low risk, so class 1 medical devices or general IVDs, then you have 12 months. So it means until 31st of December 2021. So you see, as I said, that there is many parameters. So it means that you have really to look at each of your products, each of your situation, where exactly you want to sell your products to understand what is authorized and what you have to look at. So it's possible, but you can have a label with all this. You have a label with CE marked and the number of notified body, plus the EC rep, for example, here is for Europe. You have then the UKCA because maybe you are selling your products in the UK with your authorized UK representative, and you have your UKNI also logo because you are selling in the Northern Ireland and you have a notified body that from the UK that also appointed you this UKNI mark. So this can be a well-crowded, if I can say, label. So there will be a lot of things that you have to understand. But as I've said, as long as your device is CE marked, you can continue to sell it on the UK market until the date of the 30th of June 2023. And then from there, you have to add those UKCA logo, UKNI logo, etc., etc. So this is really, I think, something important. I tried to create some scenarios, but to be honest, even me, I'm a bit lost on this thing. So I will go through that, but if you have questions, let's look at the end. So first, you are located, a manufacturer located in the UK, and you want to register or to sell your products in Europe. Then you will have an authorized representative. It can be located in Northern Ireland or in the Europe. And then you will have an importer in Europe with so that your products are reserved to your importer. Then the importer will send your products to the end user. So it means that you are located in the UK, you have a notified body in Europe, you have your products going to Europe, and you have an authorized representative in Europe or Northern Ireland. Now, the other case, you are in the UK and you want to go to Northern Ireland, you still need an authorized representative, even if it's the same country, and you have to have an importer also. But this is a question, is an importer really an importer or a distributor also? So there is different terms that they talk about importer, distributor. So I don't know exactly what they mean here. Means if the products are coming from the UK, is the Northern Ireland considered like a foreign country, so they have to have an importer, or is the Northern Ireland considered as a UK country, so then a distributor is sufficient for you? So this is just some vocabulary term, but it's something that to clarify at certain points. Now, If we are in the other way, we have a manufacturer that is located in Europe and he wants to sell its product in the UK, United Kingdom or Northern Ireland, how it is going. So then it's the same. He has to appoint a UK responsible person located in Europe, in UK or in Northern Ireland. Then he will have an importer located in the UK. He will have, after the 30th of June 2023, he will have to appoint a UK approved body that will provide the UKCA, and he can continue to then sell his products in the UK market. In the other consideration, if a manufacturer wants to sell his products in Northern Ireland, CE mark is approved in Northern Ireland, so he can go. Same, does he need an importer or a distributor is sufficient or whatever? So this is a question. But he needs also a UK representative in Northern Ireland. And if there is a products where a UK approved body is needed, because as I've said, there is some cases where even if your product is CE marked, there is still a need for a UK approved body to review your product, then you will have on your product the CE mark plus the UK NI mark. So as I've said, it's not easy to understand. It's a case-by-case study. There is a lot of parameters here, but I know it's complicated. So it's not like something that will be easy to guess and to understand, but I try to make it as simple as possible. But as I said, even me, sometimes I'm a bit lost to understand what is needed and what is not needed. So I hope this will help you on the different cases here. So just to tell you, so Easy Medical Device also opened an office in the UK, and we are also becoming UK responsible person. So Anindya Mukherjee is the managing director for the UK office, and he will be helping you in case you need anything related to the UK responsible person. So to represent you in the UK or Northern Ireland, so that you are able to sell your products in the UK market. Okay, let's go now to Swixit. So Swixit is mainly for Switzerland exiting the European Union. Some will say, yes, Switzerland is already outside of the European Union. They are not using the euro, so it's a Swiss franc. They have borders, they have everything, so they are already outside of Europe, but they have some agreements with the European Union, which is called MRA. So the Mutual Recognition Agreement, MRA, makes that this country is outside of Europe, but there is agreements with the European Union for doing things. So the things that mainly are happening is the fact that medical devices have the possibility to sell. I mean, manufacturers of medical devices in the UK, in Switzerland, have the possibility to sell their products in Europe without appointing an authorized representative, without appointing an importer. So it's like they are inside the European Union. So there is a free movement of products inside the European Union. And notified bodies also that are inside Switzerland can provide CE certificate for the European Union. So mainly this is the current situation on that. But the Mutual Recognition Agreement is agreeing to do that under the Directive 9342 EC. But there is no agreement under the new medical device regulation, so MDR 2017-745. So what is happening also, there is also some political situation. So the European Union is not speedy, if I can say. They are not impatient to sign the agreement. So they were waiting, I suppose, some of the votations that were done in Switzerland. One of the votations that was released earlier was the fact that Swiss voted for the continuity of the free movement of people in Switzerland, where mainly there was this votation from the from the right side to say we don't want European people to be able to enter Switzerland freely and to work freely in Switzerland, etc., etc. So this helps maybe for the MRA to be signed. So there will be a situation where now the European Union and the Switzerland will be working together to see if we can move forward with that. I just have to say this is exceptional only for medical devices, because this MRA has all the other agreements. For any other agreements that is already signed, it's fine. It's only because there is a new legislation that is not included in this agreement that we can have this Swixit for medical devices. So it's not a Swixit for any other thing, it's just for medical devices. So the negotiations are in progress, as I said. If, so this is two cases, if the MRA is signed with the MDR and IVDR before May 26, 2021, then no change. The Swiss manufacturers can sell their products in Europe without the need of a notified body in Europe, without the need of an authorized representative in Europe, without the need of any importer in Europe. But actually, Swissmedic issued some, Swiss Medtech issued some information saying that we should go for the worst case, and mainly the worst case is the fact that we will not have the agreement signed before May 26, 2021. So in that case, what is happening is the fact that manufacturers that are located in Switzerland will have to appoint an European authorized representative, an importer in Europe, so that they can continue to sell their products in Europe. Swiss said already that they will accept, after that, they will accept CE mark products. So there will be no restriction for CE mark product. But in the other way, European Union will say no. For Swiss manufacturers, they will need to appoint an authorized representative and importer. But if then after a certain time, some months, the MRA is signed, so let's say in September 2021, then the Swiss manufacturers will have to stop their agreement with the importer and authorized representative because they don't need that. As they are located in Europe, they don't need an authorized representative and they don't need an importer. So this is also a situation. So there can be some strategy to put in place here, as Eric Volbrecht says each time on my podcast. So put in place some scenarios so that you can really be on the safe side. Now, if we go for Turkey, so Turkey is another situation. So Turkey is also not officially in the European Union, but there is the same as the MRA for Switzerland. There is a custom agreement that the same as the MRA in Switzerland, they agree under the directives, so 9342 EC, 9879 EC, 9385 EC. So they say, yes, we are considered like Switzerland in the European Union for medical devices. So we don't need to have a notified body in Europe. We don't need to have an authorized representative in Europe. We don't need to have an importer in Europe. We can sell our products from Turkey to Europe without all those situations. Now it's the same problem. The EU MDR and IVDR are not mentioned on the custom agreements. So this creates a big situation where, the same as Switzerland, by May 26, 2021, if the Turkish government and the European government is not updating or signing the new custom agreements, then the EU MDR will not be mentioned inside. So the Turkish manufacturers will need to have an authorized representative and an importer in Europe to be able to sell their products. The other big problem with that is notified bodies. There is a lot of notified bodies under MDD that are located in Switzerland, which means that there is a lot of notified bodies that are issuing certificates in Switzerland. And the problem is that is not only a Turkish problem. We have also some manufacturers located maybe in other countries outside of Turkey that choose those notified bodies as their notified bodies to sell their products in Europe. And they have the rights to do that because notified bodies located in Turkey can provide you a certificate, so they can do that. So here we have 5 notified bodies that I just got from the NANDO list for Turkey under the MDD. So those 5 notified bodies are providing now some MDD certificates to their medical device manufacturers. As soon as the custom agreement is not signed, so then the MDD is not applicable anymore and the MDR is not listed, so you cannot use it specifically, then those notified bodies normally lose their accreditation. So it means that they cannot anymore provide you a CE certificate for your products in Europe. But it's also the case even if you are located outside of Europe. So if you are located, for example, let's say in the US, and you choose to take, for example, UDEM or Suzu test as a notified body, normally by 26th of May 2021, the certificate that is issued by those manufacturers should not be valid anymore. There is a situation where we have the certificate that is issued and is valid after the 26th of May 2021. Something that is not clear, because when we ask the notified bodies in Turkey, they say, oh, if even if we lose our accreditation, our certificates are still valid until the expiry date because of Article 120 of the EU MDR. The problem is the fact that as the EU MDR is not on their agreement, so they cannot normally use Article 120, so which means that the transition period is not valid for those countries. But this is a situation that is not clear. So I'm not a regulator, so I cannot tell you if it's true or false. But what can happen is the fact that if people think that their certificate will continue to be valid until maybe 2023, 2024, but the notified body lose their certification, normally their certificate will be stopping immediately. So it means that they cannot sell anymore their products in Europe. But as the notified bodies are actually saying, no, it's not true. You can continue to sell the products under our certificate. It can put those manufacturers in danger if they are not right, because maybe they are also trying to interpret the regulation. They are trying to say, yes, we are right, we are fine because of Article 120. But normally, Article 120 of the EU MDR is applicable only to countries that have an agreement with Europe, which is not the case here. So I just want to alert you on that. If you have a notified body located in Turkey, be careful. Maybe have a plan B in case, because if for true the certificate that they issued stops by the 26th of May 2021 because they lost their accreditation by this date, then you cannot place anymore your products on the EU market. Maybe there will be some agreement again with the EU for that. Maybe there will be some transition, etc. I have no clue. So this is something that you have, if I can say, to try to understand with your notified body. We are trying to ask the European Commission for that, but for now nobody's answering to us. So we will try to see that. So as a summary, if you are a manufacturer located in Switzerland, Great Britain, or Turkey, normally, if you want to go and sell your products in Europe, you need to have a EU notified body located in Europe, not in Switzerland, not in Turkey, not in Great Britain. And then you need to have an authorized representative, an importer, and a distributor if you want, until the end user. You need to have that as quick as possible. So for example, for manufacturers located in Great Britain, by January 1st, 2021, they have to have their authorized representative in place. They have to have their import, their logistic in place, like if they were located in the United States or in Brazil or in China. And same for the Swiss and Turkey manufacturers, if the agreements, so the MRA and the custom agreements, is not signed before the 26th of May 2021. So as I've said, there was already a big situation just because of the EU MDR. There was a lot of transition happening. Now there is this Brexit that complicates the things, and now there is also this MRA and custom agreement that complicates the thing. And up to that, you can include the coronavirus that also put in place some situation also for notified bodies to be able to audit everybody. So you see that it's a bit chaotic, but the idea here is really to try to alert you and to tell you what is happening so that you can be ready. And if you have any question or whatever, you can still contact me. I'm able to help you and to provide you all the answers. And as I said, if you need a UK representative or a EU representative, EU authorized representative, so contact me. I can help you for that. Okay, let's see now if you have some questions.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Monir. You know, as you said, there is so much changing and it's complicated. I remember checking like 6 months ago and I didn't have this much information, so at least they're making some progress, and I know there's a lot more change.
Yeah. No, we are making progress, but it's. I heard that even this week or this month there is some negotiations again with different countries and the European Union. So maybe there will be some new information coming, but we still have some unknowns, which makes it a bit difficult for everybody to know where to go. But yeah, we'll try to help them as soon as we have more information.
Definitely. Thank you. So we do have some questions. Just a heads up to the audience. We likely won't get to them all. So I'm going to pick some here. Um, Monir will get a list of these questions. You see his contact information there. We will do our best to get you answers to these. Monir, some of these you answered, I believe. So it might be a little bit of repetitiveness, but I think
No
that's good
problem.
in situations like
Let's
this.
go.
So the first, and this one it may be a little complicated, but they said we have a UK distributor that is also an importer. They submit orders, they store things and sell and distribute. Is there any way to keep that distributor as an EU distributor, or are they going to have to find something new in the EU?
No, any economic operator, so importer, distributor, or authorized representative, etc., that are located in the UK are not eligible anymore for the European market. So it means that you cannot use them anymore to represent you for the European market because UK is not in the European market anymore. So it means that you have to move that to another entity located in Europe, so France, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, not Switzerland, Belgium, etc., etc. So those countries, but because I know that a lot of UK economic operators, a lot of manufacturers are using economic operators in the UK to represent them for the EU market also. But this will create a big disruption if you are not really acting quickly and choose another importer or distributor in Europe. But the importer and distributor, or the importer or distributor that you have in the UK can act as importer and distributor for the UK market. So it's fine. You can keep it for the UK market. But if you want to go to the European Union, you have to find another importer and another authorized representative.
Definitely. Thank you. Yeah, and we have a couple questions similar to that. So I think the first one is, can the same UK rep be used for the UK and Northern Ireland?
Apparently, yes. From what I see here, we have a lot of people that are having an office in Northern Ireland that they are using as a EU rep and as a UK rep. So they are using both this office for both things, which is possible. The only thing is that if you are in the UK and you are selling in Northern Ireland, you need this authorized representative from EU. If you are in Europe and you sell in Northern Ireland, you need this UK rep. So it was also surprising for me because when I read the legislation, I was asking myself why they haven't made one decision. But as I said, as there was those meetings now with Europe and the different countries, maybe there will be also some decisions on that to avoid some confusion. Because for me, I think it's really confusing. The Northern Ireland situation is really confusing everybody. Should I have an importer there? Should I have an authorized representative or a UK rep, etc., etc.? Which makes it difficult. But for now, what I read on the text, it says that if you are in Europe and you want to sell in Northern Ireland, you need a UK rep. If you are in UK and you want to sell in Northern Ireland, you need an authorized representative, EU authorized representative, which makes it really complicated.
Great, thank you. And so it looks like we have quite a few people from the US on here, and there are a lot of general questions about what is the process for US selling into the EU and UK. And I mean, we're already used to having an authorized rep in the EU. Now it sounds like we're going to just need multiple reps in these different countries, correct?
Exactly. I think it's the one of the slides I show is mainly that you are in the US. So if you go to Europe, you have to have an authorized representative in Europe plus an importer in Europe. Then if you go to the UK, you'll have to have a UK responsible person in the UK plus an importer in the UK. So you'll have to double everything, if I can say. Before you had one for all the region, now you'll have to have two, one for the Europe and one for UK.
Yeah, definitely. And it actually, there's another interesting thought on here that somebody said, I remember launching in Europe seemed simpler to me. It was an easier path to the market. It was straightforward. I know the FDA with classifications. Now they're saying that it might be easier to get FDA clearance first and then go to EU. I know there are so many variables on that,
Yeah.
but just curious to get your thoughts.
Yeah, so the complication is not because of Brexit or Swixit or this thing. The complication is because of the EU MDR, because EU MDR is changing the rules. And as I said, because up to the EU MDR new requirements, there is this Brexit plus Swixit plus Turkxit, etc. It makes it really complicated. But already without Brexit, without Swixit, without Turkxit, it was already starting to be complicated because, for example, there were some products that were class 1, which is meaning self-certification in Europe. So it's easy, you can sell that easily as soon as you have an authorized representative and importer. But some of those products are becoming now class 2A and 2B. So it means that you need a notified body to be able to place them on the market. So it makes things more complicated. So I have another course, if I can say, for EU MDR, so I call it Green Belt certification. And there I'm trying to explain exactly what are the differences, what are the things that you have to put in place for that. But one of the course is really about that, about what is really the complexity, what is the change, and what people have to be aware of for that. But as I said, yeah, it's not Brexit that makes it more complicated. It's just the EU MDR that makes this scenario.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know that's a whole nother thing, as you said, coming up in May. So looks like quite a few questions about labeling. So one of the things I just wanted to clarify through one of these questions is it says, do I need to add the UK rep on the label for devices with a CE mark before July 2023, or can I use up some of those products with the current labeling?
No, all the products that will be on the UK market, so it means that they are on the UK market, you can use them until the end. So there is no kind of problem because they are placed on the market. So you will not recall them just because, if I can say, the date is passed for July 1st. But any new products that will enter the market by July 1st, 2023, they need to be not anymore CE marked only, but UKCA marked. So until 30th of June 2023, you don't need to mark your UK rep on the product because they are CE marked, so it's fine, they are authorized. But as of July 1st, 2023, you need to have the UKCA plus the UK rep on the label. Just a clarification, you still need the UK rep by January 1st, 2021. So in 2-3 weeks, you need to have the UK rep available. So it means that you have appointed somebody as your UK rep. But you can place the name of your UK rep when you will have transitioned to the UKCA mark, but not before. So no need to mark it before.
Got it. That's very helpful. Yeah, there were quite a few questions about that. Just labels in general. I remember startup prior to this, and I know Turkey had some other labeling requirements, so we actually made a separate part number for Turkey. As you see more of these companies like requiring authorized reps and more things on the label, do you have any tips on how to handle that? Like, should they have separate labels for separate companies or just fit it all on one?
So, I mean, I have the experience with big companies. So what we are doing is that we had a virtual slash number, if I can say, at the end of our reference number. So which means that the /1 is authorized only to go to Europe. The /2 is authorized to go only to Middle East, etc. So because they are cleared, the label is cleared specifically for those countries. So yes, I mean, logistically, if you can do that, if it's easier for you, you have to build stock specifically for certain regions with certain labeling requirements, because in France, for example, they need maybe a specific number on it. In the other country, you need specific thing. But for example, for UK, they are not saying, oh, because you have a CE mark, you cannot place a UKCA mark. You can place a UKCA mark, it's not a problem. You can place all the other marks, it's not a problem. It's just the fact that it can confuse the people that are getting those products, because there is a crowded labeling with all those UDI number in one place, those numbers here, those barcodes, or everything, so which makes it difficult. So it's why, to make it clear and to have no issue in terms of distribution, because you can also have some products that are maybe authorized in a country but not authorized in another country, then you can avoid to deliver them to those countries that where it's not authorized. So my advice, yes, it's really to separate the labels as much as possible and to authorize only certain to go to certain countries and certain to other countries. But it means also building some stock that maybe will be not sold at the same time. So it's also a situation that can happen here.
Definitely, yeah, that's kind of the situation we're in, but that's good advice, because I think, yeah, those labels will get rather complicated.
I saw some labels, like huge labels, but when you open the box, there is just a small wire inside that with the huge label. So because of the label, that is really huge. So it's something that, and you can also look at the EIFU, so electronic instruction for use, which is helping also to make things easier. But yeah, we will have crowded labels, if I can say, if we continue like that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so this Another one talking about registering your device with the MHRA. Somebody mentioned that they heard there is a grace of 8 months to register your device. Are you aware of that? Is that
Yeah, it's what I showed on one of the slides. So it depends on the classification of your products. For example, if you are class 2B, non-implantable, class 2A, class, can't remember, list B for IVD, and the last one, I can't remember which one, then you have 8 months to register. So it means that you can continue to sell your products in the UK without registration, but by the 31st of August 2021, you need to have your product registered within the MHRA. Even if it's only CE mark, it's CE mark, but your UK responsible person, so the person that you will designate as a UK responsible person, will then take your information and register those information within the MHRA. So it's the UK responsible person that is doing that. So it's not you who is doing that from the US or whatever. So you have this person that you appointed to be your representative in the UK that will take the information and go to the MHRA website and register all the information inside. So it's why I'm saying appoint your UK responsible person now, because mainly it will help you a lot to understand the situation. And as I said, we as Easy Medical Device, we can do that. So if you don't hesitate to contact us and we can help you for that.
great? Thank you. A basic economic operator question. I know it's come up before. Can the importer be the same company as the distributor?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to understand, an importer is just a warehouse that is located in a certain field. If the product is coming from a foreign country, so let's say, for example, I'm located in France and my product is coming from China, it's coming from a foreign country, it's not located in the European Union, then my label, if I can say on the thing, is importer. I am an importer. If my product, the product that I'm distributing is coming from south of Spain is still in Europe, so then I'm labeled as distributor. So it's why sometimes you have the term importer distributor, because it's the same company. It's just that if a product comes from one side, you become an importer, so you have some importer duties to do. If the product comes from another side, which is located inside Europe, then you are a distributor and you have some distributor duty. But the same company can do both information. It just has to say, if the product comes from this part, here is the inspection check that I have to do. If it's coming from Spain, for example, here is the inspection check I have to do.
Great. Thank you. So yeah, we're coming up on the end. As mentioned, we didn't get to all the questions, but Monir will get a list of those. I think, the last thing before I wrap it up, Monir, I'm just curious, what's the best way to keep up with all this stuff? Is it just going to your website? Do you keep track of what's changing and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so mainly follow me on LinkedIn, because each time there is a new information, I'm providing those details there. I have also my podcast. So once per month, I'm doing a regulatory update. So for example, on the last update, we talked about the UK responsible person or the different situation that is happening. So on my podcast, for example, episode 105, you have the November update. So I hope so by January 1st, I will do another one for the December update. So each month I'm doing one episode where I'm trying to gather all the information and then I'm trying to explain that to people. So LinkedIn, as I've said, is also a place where each time I have a new information, I'm trying to share that to everybody. So yeah, follow me and just look at the podcast and you can get all the details for the medical device market.
Cool. Very good to know. So
Welcome.
thanks again, Monir, for your time and your expertise. This was very helpful. Thank you to the audience for joining. I know there's another presentation coming up here soon, and I hope you all have a great day.
Thank you, Tom, and thank you everybody on the listening to this presentation.
Goodbye.
Bye.